Hi everybody, welcome to Wendy's Decorium. Right, I'm going to be using this tray mold today. We've all seen them. They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I've never used the round one before, and I was thinking of doing some heat embossing. Now, if you don't know what heat embossing is, it's what we usually do when we're making cards and things like that. And you use your stamps and you pour powder on it. These are the embossing powders. And then you use a heat gun to heat the powder up and it all puffs up, and it's absolute magic, just wonderful stuff. Anyway, I will show you that later. I've got quite a few. Well, I have got a lot of embossing powders, all different colours. Right, and I pulled some stamps out. Now, I've pulled out a few. Woodwork, that's my favourite stamps. Some biscuits. I'll not show them you all anyway. I have picked one. I will be stamping. I'll be doing this project as usual with both aquacast and resin. I've never used heat embossing on resin before, or aquacast. Obviously I've used it on paper quite a lot. So I'm going to get some aquacast mixed up and we'll make the aquacast one first. Right, I've got 300 grams of powder, 105 grams of water, and I'm going to use some resin creep pigment. Purple it is, and I want it very, very pale. I'm actually not that bothered if it comes out dark. I doubt it will, like. Right, mix it into the water, and I'm just going to pour the powder in. I'll see what the colour comes out like. I don't want it really wishy-washy. I'm not very fond of the resin creep pigments in aquacast. They were fantastic in resin creep, absolutely fantastic, but of course that's what they were made for. But I find it leaves aquacast a bit mockly, if you know what I mean, a bit bitty, the colour. Right, I think that's light enough. I'm very tempted to go very dark. Yeah, I really am. No, I'll stick to that. I'll stick to the original plan. Makes a change, doesn't it? Right, there we go. Don't know whether this is enough. I just thought 300 might just fill that tray. It will be going on the vibration plate for about 5 minutes because it has those little... Oh, we've got some unmixed pigment there. Oh, it's going on the back, so that's fine. I think that was a perfect guess. Hallelujah. It makes a change. Yeah, that's lovely. So, as soon as it's cured, after the vibration plate, I will come right back to you. Demold time. I want to get this out as soon as possible. Oh, got a few holes there. That's surprising. Oh, heck. See what I mean about every time I use the resin creep pigment in aquacast, this is what happens. I don't know whether it... Oh, I don't know what it does. Every single time. It'll be fine. Once it dries, it goes lighter, so it'll be fine. Lovely mould, though. Right, it's going out in the yard. I'll give this a clean, and we'll get some resin mixed up. Right, I mixed up 200 mils of wet resin, epoxy resin. I've split it into 3, and I've got a pale green mica powder. That's like a pearlescent white with a bit of green in, I think. Yeah. And I've got some pigment paste in like a dark green. I'm just going to mix these up and we'll see what we've got. Now, I don't want too much of the dark green, so I think it might be that one. Let me just see the measurement. No, it's not that one. That one there. Of course, I've got a funny feeling that it'll just take over. Give it a good stir. Your pigment paste. Quite a bit I'm going to put in there. So I want a fair bit in there. It's nice, this. Just a generic mica powder. I think I might change this one. This is the pearlescent white. I'm going to put this one in. Fair amount. That's it. Right. They're all mixed up. I'm just going to give this a spray of 99% isopropyl alcohol. put plenty in because we've got them little balls there, haven't we? I'm going to run my finger around because I don't think I've got any. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate the colours. I'm just going to squiggle them, and how it comes out is how it comes out. Right, I think that's enough. All I'm going to do is I'm going to get this spatula and I'm going to go right down to the bottom, so I'm touching the mould, and just squish it. I'm not really bothered, I'm not overly concerned how it's going to turn out. I just hope that you can see those three colours. Right, it needs a spritz. I'm going to find some moulds now to use up the rest of this, and I'll see you back for demold. Okay, it's been a couple of days this, so I'm pretty sure it's cured. Let's have a look, shall we? See what we've got. The white spots on the aquacast one didn't go any better. They're still oh, that's nice. Yeah, they're still there, and I've acquired some new ones, but it's alright, we'll go over it. If it doesn't work, I will do it again, it's not a problem. Oh, that's nice, lovely. Not so much of the dark green though. The back's beautiful. Doesn't matter, we're going to cover it. I've got a few stamps here. I like that one, but then I think, why would you put a bike on a tray? You just wouldn't, would you? You're not going to put bikes in the tray. Anyway, I've got this flower. I'm thinking I'll use this. It'll fit in there, yeah, nicely. I will use that on that, and I'm going to be using the gold embossing powder for that one. So that's that. And because this is aquacast and it's food safe, although I doubt the embossing powder is food safe, but oh, they're not that one. I've got this one. They're all biscuits. There's a chocolate bourbon there, nice biscuits, custard cream's my favourite. I thought I'd put them on there randomly. I do have a matching one there. This goes with it. You're So Sweet's nice. I quite like that one. A little treat for you. One of them anyway. So we'll get to eat embossing, shall we? Now I'm going to do the aquacast first, for the simple reason, when you're heat embossing, you put the powder on and you use your heat gun to melt it. If you use a heat gun on resin, it gives off fumes. So always, if you're going to do this yourself, always put your respirator on for that. So I won't be talking through that, I will have my respirator on. So we'll do this first. I'll show you how it goes. Now we're using silver on this one. So I need to get all my stamps out and a stamping block, and I will be right back. Okay, I've got all the stamps out. I'm going to start with the sentiment first, so I'll stick that on a block. Right, and you need watermark ink for this. Versamark. It's like a clear ink. It smells fabulous. It smells of almonds. I'm just going to put some of that. It's like a sticky ink, and I'm just going to put that in the middle. There we go. Don't know if you can see that. Right, and I'm going to do the same with all of the biscuits. I think this is a pink wafer. I think I've got the smallest block ever here. And I'm just going to put the biscuits over them white spots if I can. That one's good. What shall we have next? We'll have a custard cream, my favourite. This might appear twice. Right, white bits. Yes, I think I'll do the custard cream twice, just because it deserves it. That one didn't take very well. So all you have to do there, just wipe it off, wait for that to dry. So we'll try the nice biscuit. I think I might have cut the stamp block on the other side. That way up. There we go. Right, I'm just going to continue to go around like this with the biscuits. Those come out well. I'll speed you up for this. Right, there we go. I'm knocking everything over. Now all we're going to do is get the embossing powder and pour it over some of them biscuits. I don't think I've got the full biscuit. shake it around a bit, and we empty it out onto a piece of paper. And of course I've not got one to hand because I'm a wally. We empty this out onto a piece of paper and put it back in the tub. Waste not, want not. I think my ink pad is drying up a bit. Let's see if we can do that again. Right, this is where you're going to see the magic happen. The first time I saw this years and years ago, I thought, oh my god, that is the best thing I have ever seen on paper. That's what I was doing it on. Right, for some reason it is not working. So either my embossing powder's very, very old and I need new stuff, or it doesn't work on aquacast. So I'm going to clean this. While that one's drying, I'm going to do the resin. Now don't forget, I won't be speaking over this because I will have my respirator on. Please never, never heat resin up, cured resin up, and not wear a mask. It's so dangerous, the fumes that will come off. Right, I'm going to press this one in using my fingers. These are photopolymer stamped, which means they are really high quality. These woodware ones, the biscuit ones that I'm using, are just acrylic stamps, which means they will degrade. Silly me, why didn't I just do it like that? Let's hope this embossing powder hasn't dried up and gone old. Right, I'm going to try not to move it. It wants to move because it's on resin. Like I say, normally I would use a stamping block for this, but I think that's come out. We will find out, won't we? I'm hoping and praying this embossing ink works. I'm going to shake it on, shake it about. We want it to get everywhere. There we go. Not listening to myself. Not even got my respirator on yet. Right, as you can see, it's still left a residue. I've got a funny feeling this isn't going to work. We will try it with a different embossing powder and see if that's what it is. Let's ink it up. Get plenty of ink and see if we can match that up. And we will do one at a time. This one's holographic. Let's see if we can make a difference with this. I've not used embossing, heat embossing, since I started YouTube, which is just over a year ago. So these probably are very, very old. Yeah, that's worked. It was quite obviously that silver embossing powder. That's worked a treat. So we will do the rest. Right, it did not like the aquacast at all. It's perfectly dry, it's been days. Did not like the heat, it's cracked there. So we can't heat emboss on aquacast. You probably could if you were a bit more careful, perhaps. I don't know. What a shame, because I like that. Perhaps I should have let it completely cool down before I did the next bit. What a shame. All I'm going to do is just wax that. I might just paint the top. I don't know. But the resin turned out absolutely brilliant, and I will reiterate, always use a respirator when you're heating resin up. You really shouldn't be doing it, but cover yourself, you know what I mean. Look after yourself, put your respirator on. Right, I'm not going to say it again. I'll mix some resin up for this. That is such a shame. I'm really upset about that because I thought it would work the best on the aquacast, but it didn't. It worked the best on the resin. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I've mixed up 40 mils, probably way too much. I'm using J Diction epoxy for this top coat, and I've popped a little bit of Angel Whispers glitter in it just to give it a bit of a sparkle. Do fancy a bit more actually. I'll just pop a bit more in. It is only a bit of resin. I've probably overloaded it now. I'm really gutted about the aquacast one not working. That's really surprised me, because I mean it takes the heat of a candle. Perhaps it's just it was too direct, the heat. Possibly that's what it was. Right, I'm just going to do a little top coat, push it up to the edges, help it along. I don't want it to go over the balls, that's the thing. Bit of an hole there, let's sort that out. Like I say, that embossing is never going to come off now. Certainly not with a top coat of resin, but even without the resin, it won't come off. Give it a spritz of alcohol, and I'll be back when it's done. Right, it's all cured now, looking good. I'm going to go around it with a gold chrome marker. Right, as you can see, the pen was running out. I was struggling there, so I'm going to do the outside lip. I'm going to shape my new pen up as much as possible and do the outside off camera. But what do you think? That one's nice. It's a shame that the embossing powder was too old, and it's a shame that this one, this disaster, shame that it cracked. Now it did crack, but I cannot for life of me find the crack now. It did crack, and I don't know, you probably can't see on camera, but there is, it did work with the second embossing powder, but it was far too pale, and that's where it cracked. So disaster, but this one's all right. I'm not saying you can't do it on eco resin, I'm just saying I couldn't. It didn't work on this piece. Like I say, it just, the heat just cracked it, which is a shame. I'm going to paint that and do something with that. I might decoupage it. Right, I'm going to take some photos. I'll leave them at the end so you can see them properly. The light's shining through the window, it spoils it a bit. And thank you so much everyone for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.